you know, 20 years from now, people are gonna be like, oh, we need a black guy to, you know, creative direct something.
More than anything, I feel like I'm a descendant of, you know, everyone from Kanye West, Pharrell Williams to Basquiat or Warhol. You know, I'm no one. It's all like an open book diary for me to be myself. You know, I'm just a kid from the US skating. That's like where I came from. Me and my friends, we participated in streetwear for like the 3 or 4 life cycles of it. I grew up printing my own t-shirts and giving them to friends for their local skate things, and then that era was dead. Supreme is my Louis Vuitton. This to me is a Margiela of its time. There's no stylist, we style ourselves, whatever feels comfortable. But then who's gonna be designing, who of that generation of all these t-shirt brands is actually gonna parlay and play with capital F fashion so that they respect it? Out of all that, I wanted to do Off-White. I'm just a creative person, and I'm fortunate enough to be surrounded by people that are 10 times more creative than me, 10 times more of a visionary than me. You know, I'm fortunate to have Kanye as a friend and a mentor, and I know that the kids beneath me, they're visionaries before their time. I don't revolt against anything. The only thing that I work against is the fact that no one told me I could do this as a job. Some of the rest of my career is like showing kids like, yeah, you can do it too. Like there is no wall. You know, it's a generation of us, and I think the one thing that brings us together is that we just want to push ultra forward and have a say in what goes on.
Some black and some hip hop in me. I've got some white and some grunge, if that's what you want to call that, you know, mixed in with my foundation, which is Jesus Christ and Christianity.
In this 4th collection, I can no longer hide behind a conversation. It has to be a statement. Fear of God is not, it's not a streetwear brand. It's not a men's contemporary or a designer brand or even a Christian clothing line for that matter. It's denim, it's fabrics, it's nylon, it's bombers. But it's His hand and it's His grace that are on it.
To me, luxury is being able to get up and wear what I want every day. I mean, I think we're all in fashion and we don't realize it. You know, we all get up every morning and make a decision on what we put on that day. 4 or 5 years ago, I saw a need for some pieces that I wanted in the market and they weren't available, and I came downtown and taught myself how to make the pieces that I felt were missing in my wardrobe. I was convicted that those pieces that I made that were missing from my wardrobe were missing from other people's wardrobes as well. All of my pieces have to have a purpose in your daily life, you know, and that purpose from, hey, I'm missing this perfect denim jacket, to the purpose of that jacket, the functionality of that jacket, the volume or the proportion of that jacket and how it layers or fits with other pieces. The pieces should work together, and the pieces should also work in your closet and not disrupt what you have already existing in your wardrobe.
Yeah, you can go to a job interview in a hoodie now. You shouldn't be hired whether or not you have the right sort of costume for the right persona. But maybe things are more relevant now that speak to, you know, it's all about personal expression. You know, these clothes are just tools to sort of make a collage about yourself so that people can sort of understand what you know.
I don't know if I call myself a cult leader, but I mean, it's humbling. It feels good that your ideas are welcomed by a lot of people. I focus on the people that are welcoming my ideas. I focus on the kid who I'm solving problems for. I focus on the consumer who I'm providing a product for, and I don't focus on the negative.
Brands are starting to have a new type of dialogue with the customer. You know, the customer, the public in general, has a lot more knowledge. They're a lot more discerning. So, you know, being a designer now means something different than being a designer in the previous sort of generation. And I think what makes room for large opportunity is that there's new space for new dialogue.
I work on the street, literally, like phone in hand. I feel like Off-White might be one of the truly first sort of like luxury brands that's been just built from social media. It behaves in this sort of hybrid in between a traditional system and a new system, as in streetwear, that clothes just come out at different times, they're posted on Instagram and consumers can buy them. And I'm interested in that hybrid in between them both. You know, I'm directly pointed at this generation that hasn't been messaged luxury to yet.
Justin had these same three things that were kind of like his makeup. And so it was easy for him to like the brand. He went from just kind of wearing a lot of my stuff and then saying, hey, he wanted me to do the wardrobe for his tour. I was able to take it a step further and take these ideas that I have that are really meant to sit in a perfect wardrobe, the marriage of Kurt Cobain and Allen Iverson, and what does that look like now in 2016, and take these ideas and take them to a higher level and put them on stage. This pedestrian, everyday swag, but just how do you put that on level 10? I did a style session with about 10 different looks, and I said, hey, Justin, this is how you should wear it. And then Justin took a look at it. He's like, yeah, that's cool, but I think this will be better. And it was better. Just as much as he was a fan of what I was doing in fashion, I've been a fan of him and what he's done, from being a punk kid and kind of going to this low place and having to build himself up. You know, I really am just as much attached to him as a person as I am to the message of purpose. The message is what's connected us.
You know, that's what I think. I think we're a niche culture of designers. And I think we're also a new niche culture of artists, you know, and the more that we make collectively and sort of support and foster that, we're going to see great works of art, we're going to see great designs, we're going to see great collections again, if that community is sort of fostered and it's sort of one designer pushes another, one artist does an amazing show, we get this sort of like synergy.
My point of view is the point of view of, in my eyes, you know, just a modern day American guy that has lots of influences, and that, you know, his influence may come from rock and roll and grunge. His influence may come from hip hop or gospel. His ethnicity may be mixed. He may be mixed with not just black or European or Native American or Spanish or whatever. I feel like my point of view is kind of a juxtaposition of all these things that I feel like a lot of kids feel. And I feel like a lot of kids don't want to be boxed into certain styles or boxed into certain cultures, and that we're all individual and we all like a lot of things, and those different things define us.
Skating, listening to rap music and Nirvana and Guns N' Roses, you know, I'm just older and I've made a profession out of it. You know, it's not, on one hand, it's not work by any means. I'm still like just being free-form creative, but it's my life, you know, it's my creative expression.
Only thing that's good about a project being finished is it can give you, possibly, if people like it, the opportunity to work on more projects. It's this artist I was working with, right? And then I'm on the plane sitting next to, sometimes don't sit next to people on the plane that you work with. You know, you might find out too much. And they were like looking through their Instagram, and they looked at like this one like kind of art fashion site, and they were pulling references. I was like, you pull from that? I caught you. I thought you were only pulling from the essence of your life when you were a 14-year-old girl. You was on Instagram pulling references. I think that's it.